Cheers. Very easy drinking, soft on the palate compared to, let's say, a peaty scotch. Tonight we're drinking pancake syrup whiskey, right? Canadian whiskey. I think it has its place. You know, you can only scotch so much. I really don't drink anymore, so when I have one, I have one. It's Friday early evening. Went out to dinner, and I'm all fresh. And I'm just gonna have one cigar tonight. No lounge. I gotta get up early tomorrow on a Saturday, so no lounge. It is what it is. Crown Royale. Now this cigar flex was sent to us by Jay Mankey. This is a Gordo. The website describes it as a 6x58. That's what the website says. Sereno, or Serino. We'll say Sereno, but it's Serino. Not like Mira Serino. That's Sereno. Sereno. Medio. This blend apparently has some Medio tempo in the blend. Where's my knife? How much? I don't know. Ecuadorian Habano wrapper. Medium brown looking. The stick is of high quality. I gotta admit, after looking at it, and I chose it to be the first one that he sent me. I like the banding, even that. They give that little nice touch. You can get these for like, I think $7 to $10 a piece online, which is very reasonable. You know, I don't know if they sell them at stores. I don't know if it's like a boutique online thing only. You can order through people or distributor. That I don't know, because I don't think it's a gigantic brand, so I'm not sure if they have presence in cigar shops. If they do, let me know. I have never seen them out here in Colorado. As far as who makes them and everything else, I tried to do some research, but there was stuff there, but I didn't care. I just wanted to see if I liked the cigar. So I would say the cigar has a look of a solid to almost upper mid-tier cigar. It looks very nice. The band is very nice. The quality is nice. The pack, the fit, presentation, very nice. Not much on the foot, but we'll see. So once again, we got a Nicaraguan cigar with an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, and there's so many Nicaraguan cigars with Ecuadorian wrapper. It's kind of crazy. I think Ecuador, besides the shade grown, Ecuador makes a lot of great wrappers. Ecuadorian Sumatra, Ecuadorian Habano. So it's actually quite a nice afternoon, late afternoon, early evening. The weather's quite nice. It feels like 50 or 48, which is balmy. It's quite nice. I'm sure it's going to drop down to maybe 40 when the sun goes down, but even then, that's quite nice. And I am prepared. I am wearing layers, a jacket, and 2 shirts, so I'm fine. Soft, gentle heat. I can't stress that enough. You really want to use soft, gentle heat. Toast it as much as you could with soft, gentle heat. Before you start puffing, get that fire going. Yeah, it's a big cigar. It's a big cigar. It's a Gordo. It's a big boy. Great. Now let's puff. I just thought about it. When you first puff a cigar, does it matter, or do you prefer to take that first puff with the match in the center of the cigar or with the edge? I think toasting, I toast around the edge is more important. Make sure the wrapper gets going. But I think puffing on the first puff, I would start in the center and get that ligero going. That's just me. Just getting this cigar going. And the bigger the gauge, generally, the longer the build up in the beginning. You know, you spread the smoke out, and especially also longer length, you get more of the weaker part of the leaf. Or it takes longer to get to the stronger part. I also believe there's a factor where as you smoke a cigar, the smoke obviously, see, when you smoke a cigar, I'm burning here, but that smoke is going to travel through this, and it's going to reach my mouth here. But there has to be some loss the longer also it takes to get to you, right? Just like a service line or electrical line, they're further away from the source without a booster or without a regulator or transformer. Or, you get what I'm trying to say? If you're just going straight to something, the longer it takes to get there, there's some loss. Resistance, if you know anything about electricity. So what if that's a fact too? What if as you're smoking the cigar, the longer you go, and also the lighter you go, that smoke is being absorbed. What if the flavor from the smoke or the oils from the smoke? Right, think about this. What if as you're smoking, a little bit of all that smoke is being trapped in the tobacco by the time you actually get it, right? And then as it gets shorter and shorter, there's less tobacco from between, and there's less of that smoke being absorbed. At the same time, as you're smoking, the tobacco further away is going to absorb the most amount of smoke throughout it. So it's an insane possible theory. Think about it. Picture like the smoke at the end is like getting like sloppy seconds, sloppy tenths. Anyways, tenths for camping. The cigar is gentle off the beginning. I might leave and come back. It's not bad. It is of nice high quality. The wrapper is very slick in the hand. The finish is starting to grow on me. Quite slick, got a little nuttiness. I think I'll let this build up. With being in a Gordo, this is not advertised as an extremely strong cigar, even though I think it has some Medio tempo in the filler. That doesn't mean much, especially if you go with a Gordo. It's going to be much less of the overall situation. So let's let it build up. I have kind of high hopes for this cigar. I think just looking at it and the quality of the wrapper, the quality of the band, and the kind of prestige of the band, in my mind, even though I never heard of the brand, I was like, apparently the Warrior, well, they have 4 versions of their best stuff. So I guess if you don't like this, then you're not gonna like anything else they make, because there's a Connecticut, there's a Maduro, there's a Oscuro, and then there's this one, the Medio. Habano Medio, I don't know. Now, would I want to try it in this size? Well, if I have no problem trying this size. You know, I would prefer a Robusto. But it'd still be interesting. Everything's a gauge. So if you smoke something in Gordo, just understand it's going to be stronger in Toro, and then even stronger in Robusto. Especially if we're going with smaller gauges. At the same time, though, with the Gordo, if you're holding the smoke, even though it might seem weaker compared to the Robusto, overall, you're going to be getting more nicotine. So if you're holding the smoke, you might have a stronger, body feel like, man. I'm going to go and come back. I was just hoping to get to a point where I could describe the cigar. I could feel it slowly building up. I could feel like it's like just about to be birthed. The flavor's almost there. They're trying to do it naturally, not an emergency C-section. just want to get to it's getting there. All right, it's a solid medium. Finish it long. I just want to. It's not bad. It's quite nutty as well, but the overall profile is I can't blaze it. Therefore, I've never had a blend exactly like this. I think it's going to pick up. Who knows, maybe this ended up being like an intriguing blend, or mysterious, or it might be an exciting blend, very spicy. I don't see that happening. And I could be wrong. But I don't see this picking up to, full strength. And I could be wrong. I can be wrong. I feel like it's just continually picking up, but I feel like it has more to pick up. Damn it. I'm really chasing this here, but what I'm trying to say is lots of times where Gordos, because I'm not used to smoking a lot of Gordos, but I've had them. I'm just trying to say lots of times not an instantaneous. Here you go. Picture like a Gordo is a more traditional girl. You got to get to know her before you get to the flavor. you gotta get to know her. You gotta meet her family, which is, I understand the traditional ways you gotta meet the family because you gotta get married real quick. But now, when you meet a girl's family, you're not getting married. And it's just kind of weird. The father's like, "You like my daughter, huh?" Yeah, she's okay. Yeah, she's okay. Yeah, she's okay. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go and come back. It's been 12 minutes in, and I think we might have to get another inch in. That's what she said. I'm gonna wait for this to build up. I think it's gonna be promising. It's very smooth, nutty. And the finish is getting a little stronger and longer. Quite creamy as well. But I think getting into the heart of the cigar, the message, and this is a big stick. It's gonna take me some time. So let me go, come back. Make sure you're fresh. Wash your balls. Stay strapped. I'm strapped. I got 3 straps on me. 92, a 39 Smith, and a CS9 Smith, which is just a shorter version of 39. Different cosmetics, but the CS9, the Chief Special 9, was the smallest and lightest of the 3rd gen. And I got the 4006, which is a lot bigger and a lot heavier. I think they all have their place. I'm gonna let the cigar build up. Well, we're back. A nice, lovely evening. Honestly, I'm glad it didn't get cold. Burns going okay here. I could lie, just show you that part, but a little in the back part, but I could touch that up. It was going solid before that, and I wonder if it's an issue of possibly me. When you're puffing on a cigar, you have to make sure you're always rotating if you're growing the ash, to make sure that the airflow is being pulled on every corner, or else things could be getting left behind. There is a chance, because for the past 15 minutes, I have been talking to my father on FaceTime, and maybe I wasn't paying attention on rotating the cigar. When growing the ash, rotating the cigar is very important. Important. Saying that like a Frenchman sounds more important. This is very important. You cunt. So it is what it is. This band, although not extremely hard to come off, well, it's kind of dark here. Oh, I did put the light on. I'm gonna have the light on for the lamp, but you get what I'm trying to say. Nobody cares. That's what it is. I'm not in my usual animated mood, so I'm not going to apologize though, because who gives a shit? I'm just maybe a little tired right now. Is what it is. Maybe I need some coffee. That's very important. I guess I could touch this up. The cigar really didn't get strong at all. Quite surprising, even though they're saying there's some media tempo on this. I possibly think the size affected this a lot. Right now, it's like a medium, almost medium plus, but it is extremely smooth. I have nothing bad to say about the cigar at all. Although I'm not extremely impressed, I think it can be enjoyable. Very slick, very smooth. Not super dark, 65% the darkness, strength's about almost medium plus. I think since this is a Gordo, I think the size really affected this. I would really like to try to scale this down to the 54 or Robusto. I think this in a smaller size, you would get the more true intent. Lots of times when you go to Gordo in a lot of blends, they get a little blah. And it doesn't mean it's a boring blend, meaning you could take a blend that maybe it's medium full in Robusto or medium plus medium full in Toro, and then you go to Gordo and now it's medium. So there's nothing wrong with it if that's what you want though. So if you want a cigar to relax with, this Serino Medio is a good relaxing cigar. A cigar not to take the moment. Although, however, I would like to try it in Robusto and to compare and contrast how much. I know it will change. I know it will be stronger, the Robusto. How much, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Though it's kind of like if you go from like a 3-inch barrel 9mm to a 5-inch barrel 9mm. The 5-inch definitely has more power. And with the same ammo, will have more velocity and more energy. However, how much, or also how much, does it make a difference? You know, 6 of one, half of the other. I mean, and at the end of the day, a 3-inch 9mm to a 5-inch 9mm is still never going to be a 357 Magnum, unless you're shooting really watered down 357 Magnums and it's a 38. You get what I'm saying, a stout normal load for a 357 Magnum, you know. You get what I'm trying to say though. So just because let's say if you took a Connecticut shade Gordo, and in Gordo it felt like a gentle medium. Just because you knock it down to, let's say, Corona or Robusto, it's not going to turn it into an LFD double Ajero Maduro. So even though changing size, especially going from bigger size to smaller gauge, will definitely increase intensity and strength compared to the larger gauge, it's going to be a percentage. It's not going to be like, it's still generally not going to change your bracket. You're never going to change from a Connecticut shade Gordo to Corona, and then now it's, once again, it's going to be, you know, the strongest Oscuro cigar you ever had. However, you get what I'm trying to say though. It will just amplify what it is, or de-amplify if you're going from Robusto to Gordo. If you're smoking Robusto and you say, I wonder what the Gordo tastes like. Well, it's going to, you know, decompress the blend. The flavor though was quite nice though. Took a gentle coffee note, slightly nutty. There was a little bit of sweetness, a little caramel. So I mean, it's a nice, comfortable cigar. Like I said, I think in Robusto it just pushed it a little more, and then I think it would hit a sweet spot. I'm gonna drop the ash on this and then touch that up. Although I could just touch up the back, but I kind of want to see. You know, holding the ash on any cigar, it keeps the cherry cooler, and it makes it a little less intense. I'll give you that, because after I drop an ash, a long ash roll, so the cigar feels a little stronger. The cigar will burn a little hotter. In this case, because the cigar, I'd like it to be a little stronger. We're gonna drop the ash. Solid ash, but But we're gonna drop it for the sake of science. a little stronger. So would I recommend this cigar? I would. I wouldn't highly recommend it. Well, I'm limiting it to just the Gordo. The Gordo version, I wouldn't highly recommend it. But I say if you're looking for something to relax with a big fat boy cigar, that's chill, but nice little profile. I got nothing bad to say about it. The feel of the cigar and the wrapper, and the draw, nothing bad to say about it. Where I'd say it'd be right now would be a 4.0 out of 5. I think if I had the Robusto in my hand, I could compare it. I think it would be more impressive all across the board. Maybe I'd push it to a 4.2. But it's slick. Nice little pasty stickiness on the tongue. It's a comfortable stick. So if it's something up your alley, and it's quite affordable on the internet, it feels like a nice mid-tier cigar. So the price is as well. And the blend is nice. Like I said, I think any cigar, when I first try it, I'd like to start with Robusto, or at least Toro, because when you go with Gordo, you're kind of out of the range. Original intent. Very few cigars, the original intent is Gordo. What do I mean by original intent? Okay. Let's look at the Chevy Suburban. That was the original intent. Suburban. Let's call that a Churchill. Then the Tahoe came out. That would be a Toro. A shorter version. Of course, we're not affecting gauge, though, the width, but the length. You understand what I'm trying to say, though? So in this case, the original intent for most cigars might be Robusto. Some people, it might be Toro. Unless a cigar only comes out in Gordo, very rarely are people going, you know what, this is the one we really wanted in Gordo. But then we'll make some side blends, in smaller versions. So you understand what I'm trying to say, though. But in America, Gordo is extremely popular. People are into BBW. People like big chicks. People like big cigars. If I had to choose, I don't know. How big are you talking about? I think I'd rather have, I don't know. But I'd rather have a Corona and a Toro woman, or a Gordo cigar and a Corona woman. I don't know. Corona woman sounds too scary. But anyways, what is my point? That no one cares. I like the cigar. I don't love it, but I like it. I think it has potential. And I think trying it in a Robusto would be interesting. The overall feel of the cigars, it doesn't feel like a traditional cigar, like something you've had before. Although it doesn't feel extremely exotic. But it's unique enough that it's getting me a little intrigued. I really would like to scale it down. If I could have just got this a little more balls, I think it would have pushed what it had to get above the surface. You could have a nice profile of a cigar, nice flavor. But if it's too weak, it's almost like the flavor is just beneath the surface. Nobody can see it. Enjoy your jog, asshole. But anyways. I'm gonna go. Unless this cigar picks up immensely, I'm not coming back. I think it is quite delicious. I think it's quite slick. I think it's quite smooth. Has a nice finish. Not extremely spicy. But the nuances that are there are nice. I think, don't get this cigar in this size. Try this cigar in Toro or Robusto and let me know what you think about it. it'll push it a little better. Actually, I know it will. It's science. That's science you can trust into. Okay? All right, I just can't stress it enough. I wish everyone here well. You take it easy. You stay fresh. Eat prunes. Drink water. Limit your alcohol. Now, I'm drinking alcohol tonight, but it's very rarely. Very rarely do I have a drink. So when I do have a drink, it's enjoyed. It's refreshing. I don't want to be getting drunk. That's for kids. One of my kids is like when you're in your 20s. Getting drunk at 40 years old is retarded. Let's be real. You've been there. You've done that. Okay? It's not your first rodeo. It is what it is, my friend. This cigar is giving me a lot of anticipation. Like the profile. Try it in Robusto. See you around.